or advocate on their behalf. They debate about Unipass, they debate about triple single window, they debate about quadruple single window. It's an issue that will have to bother you, and that bothers me in person as well. Indeed, I am happy that at the end of the day, Cuba will be coming with a very strong resolutions, joining the debate that we've been talking about, whether are we in our port today, are we spending less time in clearing goods, less pesos in clearing goods, are we paying so much demurrage, are we paying so much rent, is our service providers delivering as they are expected to do, are they being punished anytime they don't deliver, and an importer, your customer, end up paying demurrage or rent because of our service providers? I am looking and I'm interested to see what will be your white paper at the end of your AGM to government. Some of us have made up our statement loud and clear, and indeed, as Mrs. Joshua, representing her boss, said that Cubag voice is very important in terms of influencing policies in our industry. As you do know, I go to programs without preparing the speech, but I observe what people say and I iron them out. I think her statement is an important thing. We have added our voices, and we'll be looking forward to see the voices that will be coming out of your AGM. AGM represents not only your national body, but AGM representing the corporate body of the Cubag as an association. And I think at the end of the day, your white paper will be an interest to us, and I'm sure by tomorrow morning or by Monday, all the media houses will carry it in their front page and will spark a debate. And at the end of the day, importers and exporters and agents as a whole, we will all have our word, and government would buy it by force. It must be a must. I said elsewhere that we vote officers to serve us, and we do not vote politicians to go and worship them. I don't worship a minister, but I honor them. I give them respect. But if they are forcing something on the business community, where we all know that an importer suffer to get facility in this country to do business, and as we do know of our interest rate that is rocking skies in this country, and as we do, we are also aware of the cedi depreciation as we stand now. 4.47 is a big challenge to an importer. And at the end of the day, if he or she brings his goods to the port, and the struggles that you guys go through, I always pity. And so we will be happy to see your white paper, and then all of us will join our words to say that government must do the right thing. I thank you all, and I wish you all the best in your celebration. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. One thing I like about Mr. Wingobit is he hates it. Please, a round of applause for him again. He doesn't leave anything. And we had to call on him because other speaker and whoever, other speakers, the guest speakers are not in yet. So we had to call him for his solidarity messages. And a round of applause for him again. Okay, so now we'll hear some cultural drumming for the time being. Please enjoy. too good. Please, you're doing a great job. Thank you very much. All those outside, please tell them that I was more serious than the stick itself. So I used my hands. And that day, I got the best marks ever. Okay, so, and we saw the Kete dance by our district executive with the Dasibre cultural troupe. A round of applause for all of us. Okay, so we will break and go for our coffee break. Our next guests are still on their way. So after the coffee break, we believe they will be here, and then we'll continue. So you take the back door to the coffee break. And coffee break is going to take us 15 minutes. Please. A round of applause as we get ready to go for our coffee break. Thank you. Has slowed us down. But coffee is supposed to make us, a sounding round of applause. You're all welcome back. Okay, so next we're going to have GIF to give us their solidarity message, and it's being presented by Mr. Eddie Akron, the Executive Secretary of GIF. A round of applause for him, please.
Thank you very much. Mr. Chairman, Your Excellency, the Acting President of Customs Brokers Association of Ghana, the Council, National Executive Committees, all district executives present, delegates, ladies and gentlemen. I bring you good tidings from the Ghana Institute of Freight Forwarders. It is a day to behold and to be joyful. To quote the psalmist as written in the Bible, in the King James Version, he says this in Psalm 1331. Behold, how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity. It is always a thing with one thought and a similar sense of purpose come together to forge ahead in these times when, to quote your theme, you wish to honor the past, treasure the present, and reposition your association to influence the industry, and we couldn't agree with you more. These are uneasy times in our industry. Our very lifelines, the levies that we collect to enable us build capacity to be able to affect policy in our industry, has started. And it's only by forging ahead in unity will we see the desired results that we wish to achieve. We in the GIF fraternity have always seen our annual general meetings as the most important date on our calendar, and wish to urge you that this does not become a 9-day wonder, but a constant feature on your calendar. It is only at such events do we amass our collective thoughts, ideas, and make decisions that affect our well-being. In the face of such adversity and seeming attempts to sideline us as customs brokers and freight forwarders in this industry, it is only in unity that we can forge ahead as one. I would like to end by quoting the famous Emperor the First
On May 5, 1941, when he was facing the total might of the Italian army, trying to annex his beloved Ethiopia, he said this to journalists, and I quote, "It is good that you are gathered here with me in my palace gardens in Addis Ababa. People who see this, the world, will realize that even in the 20th century, with faith, courage, and a just cause, David will still kill Goliath." And so for us, we believe your gathering here will help you forge greater unity to face all challenges ahead. I wish you well in your deliberations. God bless this beautiful gathering, and God bless our homeland. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Akron. We will now hear another play from the Dasebre Culture Troupe. Thank you, Max. A round of applause for Mr. Srebo Boatin from Achag.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Akwesi Srebo Boatin. I'm here for and on behalf of ACHAC, Association of Customs House Agents, Ghana. Mr. Chairman, ladies and gentlemen, I bring you greetings from my president, Mr. Yauchi, this morning. And I'm very honored to be part of the first AGM for Cubag. I hope this will not be the last one, but it will happen every year. I also like to congratulate the organizing committee headed by my brother Koforidua. It's not easy to organize AGMs. It is not easy at all. Actually, we have been trying to do it for some time now, but we will get there gradually. Once Cubag has done it, trust me, we will get there. Mr. Chairman, it's our prayer that one day we won't have ACHAC, we won't have Cubag, we won't have GIF. We have a common voice speaking for the freight forward industries. Because the freight forward industry is changing every day. As I speak to you now, we don't know whether we belong to Minister of Trade, Ministry of Finance, or we don't know where we belong to. We've been fighting for an ally on our industries for the past 10 years. We are not getting it. But if you come together with one voice, I'm very much assured that we can get it. So let's find a way as industry members to come together. Because if give Cubag and ACHAC and the other one FAC, we come together as one unit. No minister can stand in front of us. No shipping line can stop us. But once we are fragmented, once they get two people on their side, they will fight us. So ACHAC is here this morning to say, Ayiko Cubag. And please, don't let this AGM be the first one. We are going to follow you closely to make sure we also do our first one. God bless ACHAC. God bless GIF. God bless Cubag. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Akwesi Srebo Boatin. Okay, so next, as I mentioned earlier, we're going to have the chairman's closing remarks. So I'll call on Jasihini Nana Chumesi Dankwa to give his closing remarks. A round of applause. A resounding one, please. Thank you.
Commissioners, presidents, chief executives, Nananom, the media, ladies and gentlemen. Custom brokers has over the years contributed immensely to the development of our dear nation. However, we are aware of the numerous challenges facing the industry, some of which includes negotiations for fees or charges, activities of Goro boys,
etc. I will therefore take this opportunity to call upon the Minister of Trade and Industry to, as a matter of urgency, put measures in place to strengthen the industry so as to live to your mandate. I wish you well as you continue to deliberate on the issues affecting the industry. May Cubag live long. May you continue to provide us with the best things that you do always. And may the Almighty God continue to bless us all. Amen.
Thank you, Nana. We are very grateful. Now, we shall have to ask all of you to prepare yourself as chairman takes his leave. So the cultural group will give some drumming. As he prepares himself. Yes. So after he is gone,
it's going to be by PowerPoint, so I would have to.
Please, let's have some quiet in the room, please.
And the PowerPoint is no other visible. The code is not as good as we thought. So we can't view from there, but we have the brochures, and it's captured in the brochure, so we can read from there. Are we all ready? So we go by as it is in the book.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We are grateful to have in our midst the Commissioner for Customs, and he's going to give us. But before then, hold on 1 minute, please. All right, so we will ask the Commissioner to give us his speech. A round of applause for him, please.
Afternoon. First, want to apologize for coming late. You were here around 10 something, but there was this program in joint constitutive committee and how to speak there. So I'm very, very sorry that I've taken you or put you in suspense. But nevertheless, at least I've come. So I'm glad. President of the Customs Brokers Association, Ghana, Cubag, invited guests, members of Cubag, the press, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Chairman, by thanking Cubag for not just inviting me, but inviting me as a guest of honor to this very important occasion. I really feel honored. I describe this occasion as very important because there could not have been a more opportune time than now for Cubag to undertake to reposition itself to influence the industry in which it plays a vital role. For that matter, Mr. Chairman, I find the theme for the occasion appropriate for your deliberations over the period of this meeting. I must admit that a positive influence by Cubag on the industry is not only in the interest of Cubag members, but also in the interest of customs and the nation as a whole. Cubag has in the past played a very necessary role in the export trade industry, especially as it relates to clearing of goods, rendering of other services. Customs had always appreciated this and had been grateful for your cooperation as stakeholders. Presently, Cubag has continued to play its role as a useful stakeholder. Customs treasures the relationship. However, Mr. Chairman, we are in a dynamic world and society. Business and the industry in which Cubag operates are all evolving. For that matter, as your team rightly suggests, your association has to reposition itself with rededication from its membership to enable it to remain relevant in the first place. Then by adopting a positive approach to the changing trend in international trade activities, employing international best practices, your association will become an influential player in the industry. Mr. Chairman, now then would Cubag reposition itself to influence the industry. First and foremost, the membership of Cubag must know or be reminded that your job as brokers is a professional job. A professional must know his or her job to the level of expertise. Furthermore, a professional job is guided by ethics of the profession. Has the Cubag developed a code of ethics document for members? Food for thought. Secondly, for Cubag to remain relevant and to be able to influence the industry, your members must constantly update and upgrade their knowledge in their profession and undertake to adapt to the modern trends in their profession. I have observed as a commissioner since I assumed office that even though we are all professional members with deep knowledge of the customs procedures and processes, invariably you left the job in the hands of your office secretaries. And therefore, when they put in declaration, there are so much mistakes. And every mistake counts because we work by time. So if a secretary who doesn't know much of the customs procedure or processes and put in the declaration and get marks, and unfortunately members do not have time to even go back into the system to check the status of your declaration. Always is the importers or the traders who suffer. Demurrages and other matters count. And it's appropriate that as Cubag, you must ensure that those who handle very important document declaration should be people who have professional and provision certificate to do that. Probably the secretaries can type, but then you, the Cubag professionals, must do the writing on the declaration so that you minimize the mistake. Again, you must at any point in time always go into the system to check the status of your client. It's very, very crucial because sometimes it takes about 2 days and people will call, Commissioner, my declaration have taken about 1 week, and when we check, they have even done it about 3 or 4 days earlier. So please, let's be abreast with what is happening in terms of our job. Secondly, for Cuba to remain relevant and to be able to influence the industry, your members must constantly update and upgrade their knowledge in their profession and undertake to adapt to the modern trends in their profession. Has Cubag been organizing regular refresher courses for its members in custom laws, procedures, and processes? Has Cubag undertaken to educate its members on the national single window system, the paperless clearing system, and an update on international best practices? Clearly, in today's world, Cubag members will have to ensure that they are computer literate. Any member who fails to upgrade himself or herself by acquiring computer literacy is obviously going to be inadequate in the performance of his or her job. With the introduction of the national single window system, the paperless clearing system, and the increasing levels of electronic transactions and submission of documents such as declaration, manifest, how would